Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for day 40. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year, this is for February 9th. The Old Testament reading is from Exodus 4, 5, and the first 12 verses of Exodus 6. Exodus 4. And Moses answered, and he said, And if they do not believe me, and they do not listen to my voice, but they say, Yahweh did not appear to you? And Yahweh said to him, What is this in your hand? And he said, A staff. And he said, Throw it onto the ground. And he threw it onto the ground, and it became a snake, and Moses fled from it. And Yahweh said to Moses, Reach out your hand and grasp it by its tail. And he reached out his hand and grabbed it, and it became a staff in his palm. So that they may believe that Yahweh, the God of their ancestors, appeared to you, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Yahweh said to him again, Put your hand into the fold of your garment. And he put his hand into the fold of his garment. And he took it out, and to his surprise his skin was afflicted with a skin disease like snow. And he said, Return your hand to the fold of your garment. And he returned his hand to the fold of his garment, and he took it out from the fold of his garment, and to his surprise it was restored like the rest of his body. And if they do not believe you, and they will not listen to the voice of the former sign, then they will believe the voice of the latter sign. And if they also do not believe the second of these signs, and they will not listen to your voice, then you must take water from the Nile, and pour it onto the dry ground. And the water that you take from the Nile will become blood on the dry ground. And Moses said to Yahweh, Please, Lord, I am not a man of words, neither recently nor in the past, nor since your speaking to your servant, because I am heavy of mouth and of tongue. And Yahweh said to him, Who gave a mouth to humankind? Or who makes mute, or deaf, or sighted, or blind? Is it not I, Yahweh? So then go, and I myself will be your mouth, and I will teach you what you must speak. And he said, Please, Lord, do send anyone else whom you wish to send. And Yahweh was angry with Moses and said, Is there not Aaron, your brother, the Levite? I know that he certainly can speak, and also there he is coming out to meet you, and when he sees you, he will rejoice in his heart. And you will speak to him, and you will put words in his mouth, and I myself will be with your mouth and with his mouth, and I will teach you what you must do. And he will speak for you to the people, and then he will be to you as a mouth, and you will be to him as a God, and you must take this staff in your hand with which you will do the signs. And Moses went, and he returned to Jethro his father-in-law, and he said to him, Please let me go, and let me return to my brothers who are in Egypt, and let me see whether they are yet alive. And Jethro said to Moses, Go in peace. And Yahweh said to Moses in Midian, Go, return to Egypt, because all the men have died who were seeking your life. And Moses took his wife and his sons, and had them ride on the donkey, and he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the staff of God in his hand. And Yahweh said to Moses, When you go to return to Egypt, see all of the wonders that I have put in your hand, and do them before Pharaoh. And I myself will harden his heart, and he will not release the people. And you must say to Pharaoh, Thus says Yahweh, Israel is my son, my firstborn. And I said to you, Release my son, and let him serve me. But you refused to release him. Look, I am about to kill your son, your firstborn. And on the way, at the place of overnight lodging, Yahweh encountered him and sought to kill him. But Zipporah took a flint knife, and she cut off the foreskin of her son, and she touched his feet, and she said, "Yes, you are a bridegroom of blood to me." And he left him alone. At that time she said, "A bridegroom of blood," because of the circumcision. And Yahweh said to Aaron, "Go to the desert to meet Moses." And he went and encountered him at the mountain of God and kissed him. And Moses told Aaron all the words of Yahweh who had sent him, and all the signs that he had commanded him. And Moses and Aaron went, and they gathered all of the elders of the Israelites. And Aaron spoke all the words that Yahweh had spoken to Moses, and he did the signs before the eyes of the people. And the people believed when they heard that Yahweh had attended to the Israelites and that he had seen their misery, and they knelt down and they worshipped. Exodus 5. And afterward Moses and Aaron went, and they said to Pharaoh, "Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, release my people so that they may hold a festival for me in the desert." And Pharaoh said, "Who is Yahweh that I should listen to his voice to release Israel? I do not know Yahweh, and also I will not release Israel." And they said, "The God of the Hebrews has met with us. Please let us go on a 3-day journey into the desert, and let us sacrifice to Yahweh our God, lest he strike us with plague or with sword." And the king of Egypt said, "Why, Moses and Aaron, do you take the people from their work? Go to your forced labor." And Pharaoh said, "Look, the people of the land are now many, and you want to stop them from their forced labor." And on that day Pharaoh commanded the slave drivers over the people and his foremen, saying, "You must no longer give straw to the people to make the bricks like before. Let them go and gather straw for themselves. But the quota of bricks that they were making before you must require of them. You must not reduce from it, because they are lazy. Therefore they are crying out, saying, 'Let us go and sacrifice to our God.' Let the work be heavier on the men, so that they will do it and not pay attention to words of deception." And the slave drivers of the people and their foremen went out, and they spoke to the people, saying, "Thus says Pharaoh, I am not giving you straw. You go, get straw for yourselves from whatever you find, because not a thing is being reduced from your work." And the people spread out in all the land of Egypt to gather stubble for the straw. And the slave drivers were insisting, saying, "Finish your work for each day on its day, as when there was straw." And the foremen of the Israelites, whom Pharaoh's slave drivers had appointed over them, were beaten by men who were saying, "Why have you not completed your portion of brickmaking as before, both yesterday and today?" And the foreman of the Israelites came and cried out to Pharaoh, "Why do you treat your servants like this? Straw is not being given to your servants, but they are saying to us, 'Make bricks.' And look, your servants are being beaten, but it is the fault of your people." And he said, "You are lazy, lazy. Therefore you are saying, 'Let us go, let us sacrifice to Yahweh.' And now go, work. But straw will not be given to you, and you must give the full quota of bricks." And the foremen of the Israelites saw they were in trouble with the saying, "You will not reduce from your bricks for each day on its day." And they met Moses and Aaron, who were waiting to meet them when they were going out from Pharaoh. And they said to them, "May Yahweh look upon you and judge, because you have caused our fragrance to stink in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants, so as to put a sword into their hand to kill us." And Moses returned to Yahweh and said, "Lord, why have you brought trouble to this people? Why ever did you send me? And from the time I came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has brought trouble to this people, and you have certainly not delivered your people." Exodus 6. And Yahweh said to Moses, "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh, because with a strong hand he will release them, and with a strong hand he will drive them out from his land. And God spoke to Moses, and he said to him, I am Yahweh, and I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob as God Shaddai, but by my name Yahweh I was not known to them. And I not only established my covenant with them to give to them the land of Canaan, the land of their sojournings, in which they dwelt as aliens, but also I myself heard the groaning of the Israelites, whom the Egyptians are making to work, and I remembered my covenant. Therefore say to the Israelites, I am Yahweh, and I will bring you out from under the forced labor of Egypt, and I will deliver you from their slavery, and I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great punishments, and I will take you as my people, and I will be your God, and you will know that I am Yahweh your God, who brought you out from under the forced labor of Egypt. And I will bring you to the land that I swore to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and I will give it to you as a possession. I am Yahweh. And Moses spoke thus to the Israelites, but they did not listen to Moses because of discouragement and because of hard work. And Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Go, speak to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and let him release the Israelites from his land. And Moses spoke before Yahweh, saying, Look, the Israelites do not listen to me, and how will Pharaoh listen to me, since I am a poor speaker? The New Testament reading is from Matthew 26, beginning at verse 31 through 46. Matthew 26, 31. Then Jesus said to them, You will all fall away because of me during this night, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I am raised, I will go ahead of you into Galilee. But Peter answered and said to him, If they all fall away because of you, I will never fall away. Jesus said to him, Truly I say to you that during this night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter said to him, Even if it is necessary for me to die with you, I will never deny you. And all the disciples said the same thing. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to the disciples, Sit here while I go over there and pray. And taking along Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee, he began to be distressed and troubled. Then he said to them, My soul is deeply grieved to the point of death. Remain here and stay awake with me. And going forward a little, he fell down on his face, praying and saying, My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. And he came to the disciples and found them sleeping, and he said to Peter, So were you not able to stay awake with me 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you will not enter into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Again, for the 2nd time, he went away and prayed, saying, My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will must be done. And he came again and found them sleeping, for they could not keep their eyes open. And leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the 3rd time, saying the same thing again. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, Are you still sleeping and resting? Behold, the hour is near, and the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us go. Behold, the one who is betraying me is approaching. The wisdom literature reading is from Proverbs chapter 4, verses 10 through 19. Listen, my children, take my sayings, and the years of your life shall be great. In the way of wisdom I have instructed you. I have led you in the path of uprightness. When you walk, your step will not be hampered, and if you run, you will not stumble. Seize the instruction, do not let go. Guard her, for she is your life. In the path of the wicked do not go. Do not walk in the way of those who do evil. Avoid it. Do not transgress it. Turn away from it and pass by. For they will not sleep if they have not done wrong, and they are robbed of their sleep if they do not cause stumbling. For they ate the bread of wickedness, and they drank the wine of violence. But the path of the righteous ones is like the light of dawn, leading and shining until the day is full. The way of the wicked ones is like deep darkness. They do not know what they stumble over. This concludes the reading for Day 40. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.